And you have to train yourself in your emotions while you're trading. It's the biggest downfall most people
Yep.
have, and they won't recognize it, right? It's kind of like that, picture of the guy riding the bike and he sticks the stick in the front tire. Now he's laying in the grass, going, oh, why'd the ATM do this to me? It's like you got
Yeah.
emotional and you bought the top, right? Like you bought into the mania. But that's why I say when you study something like MicroStrategy and you know the design of the strategy and what that's going to bring, right? For people that are really concerned about the share price, I always point you to all of Saylor's marketing materials and look at what he's incentivized to do. What's his biggest marketing tool right now for this whole thing? It's the performance of the stock, right? He loves to talk about how they're outperforming Nvidia by 3 times, right? It's his biggest marketing tool.
Hmm.
And if you think he's going to crush that long term, you're out of
Right.
your mind, right? That is the greatest marketing tool that they have. So that's why I sit fairly comfortable when these things are happening, because I know what he needs to push this, right? To get other companies to adopt something like this, you have to show the success of the strategy over and over and over again. And because people are really just even figuring out, probably what the convertible bond market is, I'm guessing there's a ton of these companies that have never even explored this. He got into a new area that's basically starved for returns. I mean, how often did you ever hear anybody talking about convertible bonds? It was boring because you're buying
Hmm.
convertible bonds on 15 vol assets. Like, where's the performance there, right? So now his success is breeding interest, right? Well, he's the flagship bearer for this whole thing. So when I look at those incentives, I go, this isn't a guy that's trying to smash his company's value and ruin his shareholders, right? I
Yep.
see a guy that's trying to put himself so far in the lead, it's not going to matter eventually. And he's going to let all these other companies come into the market and pick up the slack in the spot Bitcoin market, where you're just going to get a constant staggered buying pressure from all kinds of these new companies that are entering. And it's not just MicroStrategy that's doing these huge scale buys. So if you're concerned, I go, everyone that's yelling about being underwater and being down, 25 or 30%, I go, we're talking about 13 trading days. It's been 13 trading days that people are
Ah.
underwater. And if your
Yeah.
investing horizon is 13 days, well, this is going to be a rough ride, right? Like, this is not the stock for you.
Welcome back to the channel. Aaron here from the Bitcoin Bros. That was Ben Werkman telling you why you need to be patient in this MicroStrategy trade. Like and subscribe for new Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, and crypto content coming out every single day. And you can see here in this tweet from Jeff Walton, he's talking about some huge catalysts that are coming for MicroStrategy very soon. You have the QQQ inclusion, Fed potentially lowering interest rates, the strategic Bitcoin reserve, FASB fair value accounting adoption, more Bitcoin accumulation from like the ETFs, S&P 500 inclusion, corporate game theory, nation state game theory, cover call yield opportunities, the number one traded company by market cap. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think MicroStrategy will become the number one company by market cap in the world? Put your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Definitely want to hear what you guys got to say about that one. But we know the QQQ inclusion is coming up very soon. We're going to see over $2 billion of buy pressure on MicroStrategy stock from the QQQ inclusion. We'll be talking a little bit about the Fed lowering interest rates in today's video. We're going to be going over some recent Bitcoin and crypto news, MicroStrategy news. Some of it's bearish, some of it is bullish. But before we get into that, we can see MicroStrategy open today at around $309, up around 3% here on the day. Currently sitting just below that $400 price point. And if you guys need a way to trade MicroStrategy, you can do it on MooMoo. We have an affiliate link. You sign up for that affiliate link, you can get up to 15 free stocks, valued up to $2,000 each. Make sure to check that out. They have options, any other stock, also Bitcoin and other cryptos as well. And check out our Patreon. We have exclusive content over there, private group. You can message us one-on-one, so make sure to check out Patreon as well. That will also be in the pinned comment section and the description below. And there's been some scares recently in the news of just, Bitcoin and crypto, with Google's quantum success threatening Bitcoin's security. So we have quantum computers now, and people are saying, hey, these quantum computers are eventually going to be able to crack Bitcoin and people are going to lose all their BTC. But the interesting about all that is Satoshi already thought about this. He says SHA-256 is very strong. It's not like the incremental step from MD5 to SHA-1. It can last several decades unless there's some massive breakthrough attack. If SHA-256 becomes completely broken, I think we could come to some agreement about what the honest blockchain was before the trouble started. Lock that in and continue from there with a new hash function. If the hash breakdown came gradually, we could transition to a new hash in an orderly way. The software will be programmed to start using a new hash after a certain block number. Everyone will have to upgrade by that time. The software could save the new hash of all the old blocks to make sure a different block with the same old hash can't be used. So if we do get quantum computers in the future and they can break down the SHA-256 algorithm, this is something that we could see in the future for Bitcoin. I don't think quantum computers are coming anytime soon. I know Google made a huge advancement, but even with Google's advancement in quantum computing, that version still cannot break Bitcoin's algorithms yet. So we'll see what happens with that in the future, but there are ways that we can get around this in the future if it does happen. It does seem like it's a lot of FUD, and every time the bull run comes around, we hear this FUD about quantum computers. We heard the same thing back in 2021, so this is nothing new. And then some other bearish news here. If you are in Italy, the government is proposing to implement a 42% tax on crypto trading. This is a big threat to crypto. Governments overregulating and taxing cryptocurrency. This is definitely bad. Hopefully this does not pass in Italy. And if you're in Italy, maybe you should write to your governors or whoever you have, whether you can write to your people, the people who are in power in government, and let them know that, hey, this is not a good thing. We should be embracing crypto, not taxing it. And then to talk a little bit about inflation, the CPI number came out today. It came out at 2.7% year over year, the biggest monthly inflation increase since April at 0.3%. Rent accounted for 40% of the increase. This isn't good. We're seeing an uptick in inflation. This means the Federal Reserve will be more cautious when potentially lowering interest rates in the future. So this just may be 1 month where we go up here, and we could definitely come back down in December, and we could start to see that trend go back down in the future. But we don't want to see this trend escalate, going to 0.3%, then 0.4%, then 0.5%, because then we're getting inflation again, and then Federal Reserve is going to have to raise interest rates again. So we'll see what happens with all that. In my personal opinion here, guys, I don't think this is going to be a trend. I think this is a one-time thing where we see, the inflation peak up here and then maybe go back down to 0.2% or even back down to 0.1 the next month. Let me know what you guys think about that CPI inflation number in the comment section below. And I know some of you guys say that the CPI inflation numbers are fake. So let me know all your thoughts on that in the comment section. And then Microsoft actually rejected the proposal to add Bitcoin to their reserve. So Microsoft rejecting this comes at no surprise. These FANG companies are very risk adverse. And I think whatever one does it first, whether it be Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, or any other top tech companies, Netflix, I think they're going to have a huge advantage on the other companies because they're embracing the future. They're embracing a new technology like they should. And obviously Microsoft looks like they're stuck in the past. And this wasn't surprising. I mean, Bill Gates himself doesn't even like Bitcoin. So not surprised that this happened. But, it goes to show you that we're still early to this game. Eventually, these guys will adopt Bitcoin. It's just going to be a matter of some time before they actually get comfortable with it. And to get into some good news here, we have Kenya's National Fire Brigades Association. They added Bitcoin to their balance sheet. They are over in Africa, so that's definitely good to see some more Bitcoin corporate adoption there. And then publicly traded company Riot just bought $68 million worth of Bitcoin. So good to see their Riot's buying up some BTC. And there's a clip here I want to play for you guys at the end. This is Donald Trump's son talking about where we could see Bitcoin going in the future. I want you guys to check it out. But that's all I had for today's video. Really appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go ahead and check out this clip here.
I can tell you a lot of eyes were opened when Bitcoin hit 100,000. And I can tell you a hell of a lot more eyes are going to be opened when Bitcoin hits 1 million, and I'm confident it's going to hit 1 million. I think we're all confident in this room that it's going to hit 1 million.